Hey everyone, my name is Daniel, and today we'll be talking about the 4 aerodynamic forces in flight. Now, the 4 forces acting on an aircraft in flight is lift, weight, thrust, and drag. During level flight, lift is equal to weight, and thrust is equal to drag. Now for lift, as shown in this diagram, lift is a force that is produced by the dynamic effect of the air acting on the airfoil as it acts perpendicular to the flight path to the center of lift and perpendicular to the lateral axis. Now in this image, you can see here, as air hits the airfoil, it splits in 2 ways. Air travels faster over the wing, creating lower pressure on top, and air traveling below the wing creates an area of high pressure. As air accelerates downward, the area of high pressure wants to go to an area of low pressure. That is according to Bernoulli's principle. This, therefore, generates lift. Now let's talk about drag. Drag is a force that resists movement of an aircraft through the air. Now there is 2 types of drags: parasitic, which is comprised of all the forces that work to slow an aircraft's movement, and induced, which is a result of an airfoil developing lift. An example of induced would be putting your hand outside the car window while it's moving, of course, and as you see here, it'll be perfectly fine. But as you reduce the hand like this at such an angle, it'll cause it to go slower because of the drag. It's pushing the plane down. Now weight. Weight is a force that pulls the aircraft downward because of the force of gravity. It opposes lift and acts vertically downward through the aircraft's center of gravity. The CG may be considered as a point at which all the weight of the aircraft is concentrated. Now in here, these 3 images of a nose heavy, good CG, and tail heavy. Now, when it's at nose heavy, the center of gravity is forward, and it'll put the aircraft in that position. When the CG is when it's in its range, it's going to be balanced, which will be good CG. And when the CG is aft, it is going to be in the most unfavorable tail-heavy position, as such. Now let's talk about thrust. Thrust is a forward force produced by the propeller. It opposes or overcomes the force of drag. Now as we talk about these 3 images, we have cruise power, idle power, and full power. Now when we're at cruise power, thrust and lift are in balance. When we are out of the power, thrust and lift are reduced, putting the aircraft in a nose low position. And when we are at apply full power, thrust generates lift, putting the aircraft nose up in a monetary climb. And the references will be Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, known as a BHAK. Thank you very much.